This particular squirrel here, we're going to be mounting sitting with a nut. There's a little bit different skinning process involved. So let's get started. First, we're going to measure our squirrel. Measure from the tip of the nose to the base of the tail. The squirrel's about 9 inches in length. And then we're going to measure right in the middle of the circumference here. And it's right at 6 1/4. So now that we have the measurements, we know which mannequin to order. And now it's time to skin the squirrel. On skinning squirrels up and down, I usually skin them down the belly. Skinning squirrels for sitting with a nut, a lot of people use a dorsal incision cutting down the back. But I've learned over the years that it's easier for me to use what I call a case skin instead of the dorsal incision, because it's a lot easier to sew up. And plus the squirrel's actually sitting on it on the sew job, and you can't see if you do have a little mistake. If you pull with your finger and your thumb, you can eventually pull the skin down like this. After you get both legs done, you want to work the hide down to up under the tail until you can get your finger through. Then what we're going to do is take your finger and your thumb, wrap your finger up under the tail, your thumb right here on the hide, and then just gradually pull it. And it's supposed to come right on out of there. Once you get the hide loose from the belly, if you turn it around, grab the hide, grab the squirrel, and pull, it'll invert all the way up to the legs you're showing. Just gradually cut it till you get loose from the eye. And then you only have the natural opening for the eye. Continue skinning down until you get to the very tip. Once you get to the tip, if you can twist it like this, this will be bone, and right here where the cartilage starts, you want to take and you want to cut back into the squirrel like this. When you cut back in, you can hit the teeth. When you hit the teeth, just take your knife and turn it down, and your nose will be loose. What you want to do, take your squirrel, keep your elbow close to your body, and then gradually pull until it starts getting a little tight. Take your knife and cut a little relief right here, and then keep on coming down. Now we're going to blow this squirrel dry. This process is going to take about 15 minutes, but it's real important to get the squirrel dry so it'll fluff real well. So let's get started. I like to drop preservative down each leg. I use a pencil or ink pen to work it all the way down to the toes from the inside. Whatever we cut off the front legs and the back legs, we have to put that much clay in the skin. Whatever you cut off the mannequin, try to use no more than that to fill your leg back up. I'll put a little clay down the tail. Do the eyes. When I set my eyes, these are 11 millimeter convex concave. I always like to set my squirrel eyes what I consider a little bit more bug-eyed than they should be. It's so much easier to come back later and push the eye in a little bit deeper if need be than it is to try to pull the eye back out. Now up under the nostrils, up under the nose, and around the side of the mouth, a little sculptile. Just a small amount on each side of the slit for the mouth. Now a little adhesive up on here, especially up under the whisker roots. Just remember the sculptile we put on each side, we're going to take it, squeeze it together, and roll it around. Same thing on the bottom, push it up. So now the squirrel is pretty much put together. Now we need to put it on a piece of driftwood. If you just want this squirrel without a nut in its paw, you can leave these wires and just twist them like this if you just want the squirrel standing up. But we're going to put an acorn or a pecan in its hands. Once you push the con in, the wire in, go ahead and position your little feet. Pick it up however you want it.